Oof. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to figure out how to read the abacus. So the number that we have is 9,634. So on the abacus, we're going to do 9,000. We have 9, 6, 3, 4. When we're looking, we're using 4 columns because this is a 4-digit number. Because it's a 4-digit number, we want to make sure that any beads touching the reckoning bar is considered counted. So this is 9. How did I get 9? The top bead is a value of 5, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These bottom beads has a value of 1. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When I color in this abacus, I just color in the top bead, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 6, 5, 6, and then we have 5, 6. We have 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 9,634. That's what that looks like on the abacus. So then our next number is going to be 1,522. So 1,000 is this. This is what 1 looks like. Because we have our 4 digits, right now we're only using 1 digit. So if I have 5 here, 5 is the top bead. 5 will always be the top bead. And then we have 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So when we're looking, we have 1,522. So on the abacus, we're going to color it in. We'll do 1,000. The bottom bead is considered 1, is a value of 1. The top bead is a value of 5. The bottom beads here is 1, 2, and then 1, 2. That's it. So when we're looking, this is 1,522. Hello, Mr. Lee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing tonight? It is a very good night tonight. We have 4,946. We have 4,946. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that we're using 4 columns, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 for a 4-digit number. Did you want to tell me? Yes, I did. Thank you so much for asking. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 6. 6 in this column looks like this, 5 and 6. When we're looking at it, the top bead is a value of 5, and the bottom bead is a value of 1. So we have 5, 6, and then 1, 1, 1, 1. 5, 1, 1, 1, 1. 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it looks like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, Vinters! How are you today? Still going? No, I just started actually. I just started. We have 9, we have 4, and then we have 6. So, hello, Nasser. Let's see how many trolls are coming by tonight. We have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 9. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 6. 5, and then 6. That's what that looks like. Where can I buy this? You can buy this. Oh, Nasser. Nasser. I got your back. Thank you so much, Minters. You can buy it here. I do have it available in my TikTok shop. Thank you, Jinx. So we have 3,504. So we have 3,000. Not a problem, Jinx. Let me know if you have any questions. Just so you know, I know you've been here. I like the 2-camera setup. Thank you. Did you have this set up yesterday? I did. This is my desktop area. This is my document camera, and then this is my webcam. Thank you. Yeah, so this is made out of plastic, and the beads are easy to move. No matter how big your fingers are, you should still be able to move the beads, because what we do is we use the edges of the... Back for more. How does this helpful in life? When would you even use it? Well, Let me tell you the ways. Well, it's like brain gymnastics. I might buy it. Okay, no problem. Whenever you can or if you want to. Abacus, thank you. Ephraim. Polo packs. So if you're interested, it is available usually for people who are interested in Sudoku, crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, word searches, Abacus, right? So the other question would be, well, when is this ever helpful in life? Well, it brings brain gymnastics. It keeps your mind stimulated. You keep learning new things. Being happy is continuing to learn. And so one of the pillars of life was to be happy is to continue to learn. So learning the abacus will make you happy. I use it all the time. Thank you, Vinters. Yeah, I think about it all the time. And what else? If you have young kids, it's actually really good to start them on the abacus as opposed to just rote memorization and just looking at the numbers, because looking at the numbers themselves, like 1 2 3 4, these are actually symbols. I don't know if Polo Pax is still around, but that is what it is. And so what we're doing is we're converting these numbers into something that's more tangible, more visual. So we have 3 on the abacus. We have 1 2 3. That's the 30. Keep your mind open. Yes, thank you, Vinters, for the reminder. Yes.
Open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Being happy is nice. Yes, I wish I can experience that. Hey, TikTok T, you are, as long as you continue to learn, right? It's all about learning and keeping happy. So we have 5 on the abacus, and then we have 0. Because we have 0, we don't have any beads touching the reckoning bar. And then we have 4. 4 is 1 2 3 4. That's what we're doing. Hello. Oh, hello. I have autism 142. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have 3 on the abacus, 1 2 3. That's what we're doing. So we put 3 on the abacus, and I'm coloring in a maze. We have 5 on the abacus. The 5 is always going to be the top bead. Anytime the beads are touching the reckoning bar, it is counted. None of these beads are touching the reckoning bar, so none of these beads are being counted. This would be considered 0. Have you ever played Kakuro? Insane math puzzle. I have not heard of this. I have not heard of what Kakuro. I will have to look that up. 4 is 1 2 3 4. This, Ashley, is an abacus. Did I even write it down? Abacus. Abacus. There you go. That's what it is. So our next number is what? 2,227. 2,227. You must try. I will take a look. Okay, I will take a look. I gotta write it down. Thank you. Kakuro. I have made a note of it. Thank you, Mr. Lee. So on the abacus, we're going to do 2,227. So we have 2 on the abacus. We have 2,000 was over here. We have 200. That's 1, 2. We have 1, 2. This is 20. And then this is 7. 5, 6, 7. So on the abacus, we have 2,227. And what is the next number? We have our next number. 3,655. We have 3,655. There we go. So when we go on the abacus, we're going to color in 3. 1, 2, 3. We have 6. 5, 6. We have 5. And we have 5. That's what we're doing. So now our next number is 78. And you can use the abacus for everything. Really? That's really interesting. You should try a puzzle on stream. I can teach you, the rules are simple. I'll have to marinate on that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll add it into my little books. So we have 2 digits, but we have 4 digits here. When we do 2 digits, it's still just 8 and then 7. We have 7, 8. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. So on the abacus, we're going to do 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. You might be wondering, how come I don't color in the next two columns? Well, because I'm only using 2 digits. Hello, I am bored. How are you today? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. How are you? Hello. So we have 4,071. We have 4,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 71. So 7 is 5, 6, 7, and then 1. So on the Abacus, I'm researching colleges. Oh, good. Oh, good. Uh, I don't. I don't know if. I think you get a lot of benefits if you stay within state. I told my kids to stay within state when they said colleges, because it's a lot cheaper that way. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fox lady, you can be just as smart. All you got to do is learn how to read the abacus. So we have 4, this is 0, and this is 7. 5, 6, 7. We have 1. 1 is right here. What number did I get it from? I got it from here. So we take this number and we put it into here. That's what we're doing. So our next number is shh. Shh. No, shh. Shush. Chill. 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 We're not even there yet. I'm looking at scholarships. Hey, did you ask chat? I am bored for scholarships? You should ask chat for scholarships. Oh, so we get 1,085. So we have 1,000 on the abacus. We have 0, and then we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have 5. So on the abacus, we have 1 on the abacus. This is 1,000, because it's like a 4-digit number, right? 1 is on the 4-digit number, right? This is the thousands. This is the hundreds. Then we do 80. We do 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do 5. So we have 85. This is our ones, this is our tens, and our thousands. Thank you, Shish Kebab. Thank you so much for the follow. So our next number is 3,288. So we have 3,000, 1, 2, 3. We have 200, 1, 2, and then 88. I love Fent. Chill, chill. What's the rush? What's the rush? So when we're looking, we have 3,288. 3,000, 1, 2, 3, 200. These are 2, right? If you look at it, they're 2 beads. And then we have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this together is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then this is also 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. So we're going to put it on the abacus. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 2, 1, 2, and then 8. There's my 5, and then we add 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, and then we add again. 5 plus 1, 2, 3. On the abacus, that is now 8. What do the arrows point to? Ah, my maze. It's kind of choose your own, but it's not. I actually show you the path I just show you the path, and you're supposed to line up the numbers. So you take this number and you do that. Yeah, that's one version of the maze. The second version, that big reveal. Thank you, Erica. I use the 2 over here actually is the decimal places. So we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. And then what we're doing is right here is the decimal place. So in between the decimal between the ones and the tenths is my, hello, Robert, is my decimal place. So right here, after this would be my tenths and my hundreds. So this would be the decimal places. That's why. And if you notice, I actually have a label. This label is my ones place. This ones place tells me that this is my label. It's going really well. I'm waiting for trolls. I'm out to go hunt some trolls. You should add some kind of Easter egg to the bottom of the code for another puzzle they would solve. Oh yeah! I know what you're talking about. I was thinking about that. I love hunting for trolls. Are you an actual math teacher? If you don't think that Abacus is math, I am actually a math teacher. Thank you, Dylan Morales. Maybe trolls are still under the bridge. Hey, Fox Lady. Cool, right? Yeah, once you learn how to read it, it will be easy. What type of math can you do on this? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Thank you, Rocio, for the question. Yeah, you could do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Thank you, Colloquial Rubbish. You're right. You're right. Thank you so much. This is actually confusing, but it's so cool. And rounding, right? It's crazy. You could see the rounding in it. I was like, oh my God. So we do 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2, 1, 2. And that's it. Be careful, trolls. She has an Abacus gun. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. So we have 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2. 1, 2. There we go. So right now, Rocio and Fox Lady and Dylan, what we're doing is we're understanding how to read the abacus. Once you finish and understand how to read the abacus, we can actually do some adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Thank you. I am bored for the rose. Thank you, Erica, for checking in. So our last number, our last number is 4,846. So on the abacus, are there bigger abacus? There is. There is a bigger abacus. I do have a 13-column abacus, and I do sell this one in my shop. This one is nice to do multiplication and division because you have enough columns to help you with the problems. And so when we look, we still have our ones indicator, right? We still have these labels, and you can choose any one of these to be your ones place. But then after ones, right, if this is my ones, then we have ones, thousands, millions, billions, and then trillions. So this is the other one that I do sell. I do sell a 13-column abacus, and it works exactly the same. The colors mean nothing. So when we're looking, it's still the same positioning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. There we go. Right. Am I in school? Shameless plug. Thank you, Colloquial Rubbish. She got an extended offer. Oh, funny. Do you put what do you put in your bio for scholarships? I'm a sophomore next month. What do you put in your... So the same theory for bigger... Yes, exactly. What do you put in your bio for scholarships? I'm a sophomore next year. I don't know. Ask chat. Chat will know you better than I will know you. Ask chat. Ask chat. What do you put in your scholarship? Start using chat for the tool that it is. Yeah. Am I in school, Fox Lady? You're always learning. So if you're always learning, are you always in school? I mean, thank you, Mr. Rob. You will be too to learn the abacus. All right. So our final number is 4,800. We do 4,846. We are in the school of life. And if you're in the school of life, you are continually to learn. Thank you, I am bored, for checking in. So, if you don't believe in the school of life, then you're in a big surprise. Because life is all about learning. We have 4, we have 8, we have 5. The top beat is a value of 5. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. We know that if I have 4 and then we have 8, the top beat is a value of 5, and then 1, 2, 3. Then our next number is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 6. 5, 6. So we have 4,846. Honest question. Do you use this? Jove? Yes. Thank you for the comment. Yes. You were put... there is a specific one that is meant for people who are blind, and it's called the Kramer. It's called the Kramer Abacus. If you're looking for one, or if you know somebody that would need one, I believe the Kramer start with a C, Camer, and it's a little bit stiffer than this one here, and the beads are a little bit rounded, and the backing is a velvet backing, so it takes a little bit of effort to move the beads for those people that are blind. But yeah, there is one for the blind. I mean, you can make one as well, but if you're looking for something, I don't know where you would have to go to it is called the Kramer Abacus. Yes. So this is what we call a soroban, right? So what I'm using is a soroban, right? And then the Chinese one is called a suopan. Is there one for the deaf? I think just soroban would be one for the deaf. Oh yeah, suopan. I don't actually read Chinese. So yeah, so the Kramer one is specific for those that are blind. They have a whole institute. I believe it's a non-profit organization. I'm not sure, but it is the Kramer Abacus if you're looking for one. Still don't know how to read. I would have to translate that. I can translate that. Yes, translate. See translation. Oh yeah. Wait. Can you show a quick multiplication question, like how to use it? Chew. Yes, I can, Rocio, but right now we're learning how to read the abacus. Japanese in it. Yes, Mr. Lee. Translate that. It is translated. All right, so it is now your turn. Let me know how you guys do this. Japanese and Chinese. I see. I looked at it. I was like, I don't know those I don't know those symbols. Okay, so we have this number. What number do you think this is? So on the abacus, we have our hundreds and we have our tens. What number? I thought soroban and suopan are the same thing. Oh no, they are not. They are not. The Chinese abacus is a 2 and 5. Thank you, Erica. Yes, 804. The Chinese abacus is 2 beads on the top and 5 beads on the bottom. So when we're looking, it is different but similar. Yeah. So, hey Z, do I remember you? Yes, I do. Okay. So yeah, I use the soroban. Yes, the soroban is more modern. Chris, this is 8. You're absolutely right. And then this is 4. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do the top beads represent? 5. They still represent 5. So if I did this is 10. So we trade it in, and that would be 10. Is anyone a nurse in the chat? If you're looking for a nurse, if you're looking for somebody who does nursing, I know a tutor that does nursing. So yeah, so this is 5. So 5 and 5. Oh, thank you, Z. So 20 is 4 beads. No, 20 is still this. But 20 can be that. No. Yeah, this can be 20 or this can be 20. No, this is not. I don't know. It gets confusing. This is 20, 10, and then 10. This is 100 because you go like that. That's what that is. But if you did that, that'd be 20. If you do this, that would also be 20. So 5 plus 5 plus 10, that's 20. So that'd be 20, and then this would be 20. But this is not 20. This is 100. So you have to trade this in to here. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good, Z. That's confusing. It is a little bit confusing, but obviously we're just unfamiliar with it. I think my brain just exploded. It gets crazy. It's actually really cool because you can tell to do a 6 times table. So 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 6, all I did is add another 6, is 12. I'm going to trade this in. This is 10. And now I have this, right? This is 12. 3 times 6 is 18. 1, 8. 4 times 6 is 24. make that a 10. And then we do 5 times 6 is 30. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be 30. And then 6 times 6 is 36. And then 6 times 7 is 42. Make that 40, and then there's a 2. 6 times 8 is 48. And then 6 times 9 is 54. I thought that was really cool. So, but yeah, you could do the 6 times table on the Chinese abacus. You can't really necessarily do it on the Japanese abacus, which is really interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, "Woo, that is pretty cool." Hello, Leslie. So, you think she'll get in trouble for using it at school? I don't think she will, but I would recommend Z to ask the teacher if you have that sort of relationship with the teacher. Some teachers are really not wanting anything new, so I didn't. I asked my kids' parents if I asked my kids' teachers if it was okay for them to bring it to the abacus, and they were fine with it. But some teachers are not, so I said, you know what, it's fine if they leave it at home. They use it as a calculator. Yeah, but but teachers are people, right? And they may or may not approve of it because they don't understand it or they don't know. So I wouldn't force it. I wouldn't want to bring strife in that. I don't want to. Yeah, thank you, Chris. I don't want you to get in trouble because it is a great tool, but not everybody is open to it. You know what I mean, Z? So do you think the Superman is more versatile or the sword buttons achieve the same thing as short size? No, the Chinese one, what they do is they count up. They don't do formulas. The Soroban was actually a lot more with formulas. So I think that the Japanese one is more efficient because of the formulas and the concepts that we use. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I don't know what sort of environment you're a part of. There's this one lady, she's okay, you know what? It all depends on your environment. So, in my environment, we respect our teachers and we have a good relationship and the teachers are looking out for it. So they were open for my kids to bring in an abacus if they choose to. There was another lady was in a not so good neighborhood, and the teachers are like, "You know what? They're not allowed." And she's like, "Well, unless you can figure out a better way for my child to learn, they're taking it." You know what I mean? So it all depends on the relationship of the environment. And they were like no. The lady was really adamant about her children using it, so she's like, until you know what I mean. So yeah, because Maine, what are we talking? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kane Marco. That's not racist. Sorry. Don't do yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want to get in trouble. What are we talking about? We're just talking about putting abacus in school. So it's a bit experience and there's the buddies level. Okay. Thank you, multiplayer. That's weird. Yeah. I don't know your environment, so you have to feel it out. I would ask because that's the environment I am. Okay. What would be fair? Would it be fair to say no left to affect the decision? You honestly, if they're open to it, because teachers are human, right? So it really depends on how you respect everybody. How does this help? It helps with number fluency and critical thinking and concentration. That's what it does, Mystic Rose. A lady as a mother of a parent wanted her child to use their Sauron. A lady as in a mother. She is the lady is actually a person that wants to open up a preschool or an enrichment program, and in the area that she is a part of, and she has a lot of students, and so she is the student's advocate. That's what she was. She's a student's advocate. Okay. How do you Oh, sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is, yeah. So yeah, she was a student's advocate, so she wanted to make sure that the students had all the tools available to them. Some teachers were not open to it, so she was really pushing that. That's why. My life changed forever after I learned. Oh, I just comment. I wish they did that, and I had to pay way more attention. Yeah, I was trying to say was if they get to use a calculator, and Abacus is the same, right? Yeah, yeah. It depends on how old the. It depends on how old the. It depends on how old the children are, right? I forget. I'm sorry. I apologize. Was that lady you? No, no. It depends on how old the children are. If the children are like 5, 6, 7, then they should not be using a calculator. But if they're older, I don't see why they cannot use it as a calculator, if that makes sense. So I could see that. I could see that. Oh. I really, James, thank you. Fitness Pal. I should do a Fitness Pal Abacus app. Yes, sorry. We were at 804. So what I'm doing is I'm just seeing how you guys fare, and then after this we can go into adding and subtracting. Yeah, so we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. If the if the child is 1 month old, I think it's too early to teach abacus. No, because you can put it in their hands and they can just play with it. Thank you, Rocio. Thank you, Erica. Yes, 434. Well done. Well done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw this one TikToker. He was introducing a child, and he started off very young, and they were just touching they were just touching the guitar, and because they were just touching the guitar, and then afterwards they just kept playing it, can play it, and then now this kid is like a genius with the guitar. Yeah, so even if they're 1 month, you just have them play. They can use it as a rattle. That's fine too, right? It's as long as they get used to seeing it. So our next number is our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Oh, there we go. Okay, day one. She's in second grade. Oh, if she's in second grade, then I don't think that they use calculators, right? Until they choke. I'm sorry, Taylor. How do they choke on the abacus? It's rather large. If you look at it, whoa, that's if they can fit it in their mouth and they choke on it, they have a really big mouth. Second grade. So, second grade, I would ask the teacher, and I don't think I would say calculator, I would say a counting tool. You know why? Because it's very similar to like these cubes. You know what I mean? So they're very similar to these cubes. And instead of using the cubes, right, she can use the abacus. You could do that. You can use it as a sponge for showering. No, not a sponge. Massager. Massager. Yes, thank you, Erica. 7, 9, 8. Yeah, I don't think you can comb your hair with it. It doesn't work. I don't think it works nice as a comber, as a brush. Okay, but if you step on it, you would break your foot. You won't break your foot. You would break the abacus if you stepped on it. Oh, and then, I see. Then Taylor would be correct, because if you broke it, then you'd have all these little pieces, and if they choke, well, then it's the survival of the fittest. Thank you. 9903. Yes, thank you. I've never tried that. Score. Got it. Good. So I see you yes. We have 903. Yes, thank you. 903. And then, yeah. So Z, you could call it a counting tool and not a calculator. Maybe that will be better. Good Home Alone. Yeah. Yeah, I live really close to the fire station, so I get a lot of sirens. So we have our next number. We have that one. Yeah, the Home Alone. Yeah, that'd be funny. And then they get imprints on their face. Okay. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Rocio. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, James. Well done. Yes. Easy, right? 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7. Well done. Well, that's how they calculate in Korea. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's where my dad got the idea. My dad went to Korea, and this lady was like, "You got to teach abacus in America." So he took it upon my brother and I to say, "You're going to learn abacus." And I'm like, "Why? What? Why? What is an abacus?" And so I actually learned how to use the abacus. And then 20 years later, now I'm teaching abacus. No, they still use the abacus now. Just so you know, I met this one family, and the father was trying to teach the kids how to do abacus, but the kids were like, this is not good. This is really tough. And but the dad is like a math genius, and he was trying to get the kids to learn, and he couldn't teach them. So I was like, that's why I'm here, because I believe that I can teach children. So we have our thousands, we have our hundreds. No, we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Well done. Thank you. 3, 4, 6. Thank you, James. Thank you, Rocio. Yes, well done. 3, 4, 6. That's what 3, 4, 6 is. And then we have our next number. So I'm here to show you how entertaining my worksheets can be. Oh, thank you. By the way, never cared before. No? Never cared, but I don't know. Thank you. Found your, and I want to say keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I can inspire people, tutors and people who want to teach math. It is fun. It's actually quite fun. It's just, it depends on how they do it. But yeah, I hope so. Yes, thank you, James. Thank you, Vickle. And Rocio, thank you. 916. 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Notice that we have 5 plus 4 is 9. We can decompose. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then we have 1, and then we have 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. My mom has one. Here's a question. Does your mom have the 1 and 4 or the 2 and 5? I believe it would be the 1 and 4, but I don't know. And do you use it? Did she teach you? And then what's our next number? We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. Rocio got it! James. Because the top 8 is not counted. Thank you, Cared. Thank you, James. Oh, you got it. See? Easy. Simple to use. Easy to understand. No, you don't know. That's the interesting thing about it. Those people that know how to use the abacus don't teach their kids. I've got 3 boys and they all know it. Yes, Vickle. 444. 544. Yes, you did it. Well done. We have 544. And then our next number. So I had to search through your videos to show my mom. You know what? Oh, you know what? I actually started, okay, here, James, just so you know, I actually just finally hit the 10,000 followers. And so now I can actually create playlists. So there's one playlist that I was able to go through to just show how to do multiplication. But that's only because of everybody joining, and now I have more than 10,000 followers. Thank you, Rocio. Thank you, Patrick. Score. Yeah, right? So we have 1,000. I'm sorry. We have tens, and we have 6. 5, 6. So I was going to do one playlist to say how to read the abacus, and then I was going to do one playlist. I haven't thought about the others yet. I know it was easy to do multiplication, so I did multiplication. Yes, you're right. 16. So that's what 16 looks like on the abacus. And then we have this one. There we go. One for subtraction. I have one for multiplication, and then I could do one for division. Oh, thank you, Maylin. Yes. Yes, it's because I finally reached the 10,000. So because I now that's my milestone. And I'll have another one for place value. Thank you, Vickle. So when we're looking, every column is a place value. We have our ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. So when we're looking, after the ones is the decimal sits right here. Then we have our tenths and then our hundredths. That's what that means. So the last two beads are usually not used unless you had the decimals. So it'd be like our number. Like here, my 13 column abacus is worth $12, right? That's $12.98. That's what $12.98 look like. If I had my other abacus, right, $9.98. That's what it looks like. So if you look at the bottom, for money, for decimals, right? Usually when we do decimals, it's that you should start letting people coming onto your live to answer questions. To answer questions, dedicated questions. I should let people start coming onto my live to answer questions. Like the math questions? Like this? I don't know. That would be interesting. That would be interesting if they're if they yeah, I would have to really think about that. I'd have to think about it some more, like how I would do that. Because my biggest thing is making sure that they understand the formulas. So they would have to be telling me the formulas, and that's why ask you guys to put it in the that's why I would ask you to put it in the comments. You have to know, because then they were wrong. Yeah, I think if they put the because I don't want the answer. I'm not looking for answers. I'm looking for the process. Thank you, object. Yeah, I'm looking for process, right? I'm looking for people to understand the concept as opposed to what the answers are. So that's, I think, the difference. You know what I mean? So, okay, we had 94. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rocio. Thank you, Erica. 94 takes me up here. But I do appreciate the discussions. But it's one of those things like I wonder. And, and then our hundreds and then our ones. So anybody joined your live, they would need an abacus? No, 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 no. They wouldn't need an abacus. They just need to understand the concepts. Thank you, Rocio. Yes, 503. And usually for those, it would be for the old schools, because you've gone through the process of understanding how to add the 5 and how to add the 10. So it would be it wouldn't be for new people. It would be for those people that have kind of come on board. And maybe I could do that as a subscriber. Using Abacus, easier to understand than it looks. Yes, 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 Kenj. So we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and then we have our ones. That's what I... Thank you. Hey, Twisted Mind, welcome back. So we have 937. Well done. Well done. We have 900, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. We have 3, 1, 2, 3 in the tens column, and then we have 7, 5, 6, 7 in the ones column. Hello, yeah. I figured out only watching 2 lives. Yes, well done, well done. It's so crazy. Okay, so that is about reading the abacus. What are we doing now? Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to start adding and subtracting. That's what we're going to do. There's the concept of adding and subtracting. So the first thing we're going to do is understand how to move the beads. For those of you that are interested, I do have a book made for kids. Excuse me. My granddaughter's like, oh, good, Cindy. Can you explain it? Oh, thank you, Twister. Such patience. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so for those of you that are interested, we're going to go do a little flip through of this book. Found it. Found it? It? You found what? What did you find, Mighty? So when we're looking... Oh, you found the abacus? Nice. So when we're looking, what we want to do is make sure that just be gentle with the abacus, right? You don't want to be aggressive, because if you're aggressive, then your answer is going to be wrong. The reason why your answer is going to be wrong, it has a 1 in 5. So you can do this. So you do have a soroban. Yeah, see, I think the Koreans, I think in Korea they're using the 1 in 5, which is the more modern one. China is starting to go through the 1 in 5. I know Taiwan does 1 in 5. 1 in 4, 1 in 4. 1 and 5. That's, no, is it 1 in 5 or 1 in 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's a 1 in 5, there's a little bit of redundancy. Okay, and so be gentle. Oh, then if you have the number 5555555 and you do that, your answer is going to be wrong. So don't flick.
And flick. Oh, flick too hard, damn it!
Don't flick, because the beads are very easy to move. And so what you're doing is you want to be able to stabilize the abacus, and as you stabilize, 1 in 5. So then that means if it's 1 on top, 1 bead on top and 5 at the bottom, then there's a lot of redundancy. So do you use formulas? Oh, okay. 1 in 4. Yeah, 1 in 4 I can see. 2 and 5. Yeah. Mighty, is it like this? Hi, demon. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so don't flick, because if you flick, then your beads will get wrong. Your answer will be wrong, because they're very easy to move. So you want to move the beads with intention. And that's what we're doing over here. This book is for, China doesn't like Japan. Taiwan loves Japan. So they adopted soroban. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So it's made of wood and it's 2 straps. I think it's a 2 and 5. Because this is made of wood. And then there's 2 straps. And then there's this to hold. Everything's political. Yeah, everything is political. You know what's really interesting? Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how come the abacus, the Japanese way of doing, maybe the reason why no, I don't know why the Japanese abacus was never incorporated into Eurocentric math. No, it's a 5. Oh, that's really interesting. What does the straps do? Nothing. Decoration. Yeah, I think it's decoration. Or maybe it's to hold this beam here. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it could be that. Maybe it's just to hold it. Yeah, I think what it is just to hold this reckoning bar. I wonder. Like Western math? Yeah. Eurocentric math is Western math, yes. So that's where we get a lot of memorization. Here, twisted my 2 beads on the top. So this is a Chinese abacus. In the Chinese abacus, the 2 beads on the top is worth 5. So when we're looking, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then because this is 5, you want to trade this in. So then we do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because you trade this in, that's 10. So this is 10, and then we do this. This is 10. So now it looks very similar to the soroban, which is the Japanese abacus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10, and 10. Does that make sense, twisted minds? The values are, yes, the top beads are still the value of 5. You put it together, you get 10. But if I did this would be 55, because this is still 5, this is still 5. However, if I do that, this is 110. So that would be this, and that would be this. That's what that would be. Hey, Richie Rich. Western math, Eurocentric math, yeah. They don't teach soroban in Japanese schools either. I was a teacher in Japan. That's really interesting, because I see a lot of, I wonder when that happened, because I see a lot of Japanese classes that uses the soroban only on YouTube, right? So there's a bunch of ways to represent 15. There's also a bunch of ways to represent 20. So this is 10. No, this is 10. This is 10. This is 10. If I want to do 20, we do 20. We can do 20. We do 20, right? Or we do 20. So there's many ways. You just got to keep track. When you keep track, a lot of it is not actually keeping track. It's just making sure you You remember to trade it in. So there's a lot of trading in. So if I have 5 here, I need to remember to trade it into that. And if I do this, I have to remember to trade it into that and then trade it into this. Hey, Wonder. Yeah. Okay. So some Japanese schools still teach it, but it's, oh, really? Getting rarer and rarer? That is sad. That is so sad. That's really interesting because there is like a whole, like, if you go to India, there's like so many abacus schools. And then I know a few African abacus teachers that follow me. Like, we follow each other, and they're really big in, well, I don't know how big they are in Africa. Yeah, it's like huge. It's huge. There's a whole abacus competition and everything. And then there's this one kid that does like abacus way, and he did adding 100 numbers. He did 100 numbers in less than 30 seconds. Yeah. I know the Soroban competition in Japan. Oh yeah, no, this is international. Like, there is abacus competitions international. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a few in America. I think there's like some of them are in San Francisco, or they could be in New York. I don't know. There was a Taiwan that was trying to do like a Taiwan foundation. There's some foundations in America, but they're not huge. They're not huge. Have I participated? No, I didn't participate in them. I like the whole. What? I don't get it. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So yeah, and if you look at the videos, there's a lot of Indians doing videos, and so when you look through it, I think I'm the only one that does it this way. Yeah, I'm the only one that tries to relate Western math to the abacus, and there's a lot of similarities, but we don't go through and understand it. Oh, is it just decorate? Oh, I didn't see that. Is it? No, it's a counting tool. Rye? It's a counting tool. This is a math tool. Just like these cubes. So that would be the question is, are these cubes decoration? No, it's used as a math tool. You could use it as decoration, but no, it's more than that. This way? What do you mean? What? Wait, I just got lost with the question. Okay, so what do the separate beads mean? We have the top bead. That's a value of 5. We have the bottom beads. You said you only teach abacus this way. They don't teach this in this. Oh no, they don't. They don't teach this way. They don't teach this way. You know what they teach is they teach. Okay, you know how we made a 5? You know how we made a 5? And I say making 5, and I say make 10 when you make a 10. In abacus world, they call it big friends and little friends. We have our own set of vocabulary. But isn't your way the standard? It is, but the vocabulary is very different. So I talk about making a 10. I don't talk about making big friends because nobody understands what big friends is, but people understand what making of the 10 is. That's the difference. The difference is when I talk about doing formulas, I talk about isolating the variable because that's what we do, is we isolate the variable. When we isolate the variable, we have a formula. Our formula is 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. This formula is a friend formula. I don't say friends. What I say is I isolate the formula and then I substitute. You don't say that in mainstream. You don't say that in abacus world. You don't talk about substitution. You don't talk about isolating variables, right? I learned Chinese. I didn't hear any friends. What did they call it? Aiden, what did they just say 10? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. From what I've been taught, we would talk about, if you look it up in the videos, they all talk about friends, big friends, relatives, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a little review. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So yeah, the 5 is the little friend, and the 10 is the big friend. So these are the big friends, and then these are the little friends. Yeah. I think it's cute. Big friends and little friends. Yeah. It's cute. Yeah. They just don't use numbers? No. They don't use numbers. There's a whole like there's a few franchises that talk about this, and they're quite big. They're quite big. Yeah. And then I don't know if they continue to say heaven beads and earth beads. It's a cult. But I do know that their activities are not as entertaining as mine. So, and that's the other thing. So, like, you'll see my activities. We have our 1 or 0, and I just talk about. That's the other thing. Abacus World doesn't try to teach kids that are 3, 4, and 5, but America teaches. In Western math, we start teaching the kids young. So why not start the kids young? I'm guessing it's the way to make the idea more simplified for younger kids. It could be. It could be. Um, it could be. I don't know. But but then in mainstream math, we don't say little friends. We talk about it as making 5. So I don't know. I don't know. It's cute. But I'm trying to educate like adults, and so it is different. What am I trying to look for? Oh, so like if you see my activities, right? These are my activities, and I think they're entertaining, right? And they're engaging and so forth, right? This is about recognizing the numbers. Here's a maze, counting forward, counting backwards. Here's the, again, counting backwards. This is the trying to figure out what the number comes in between and so forth. So these are my activities that I have created for my books. And I have a lot of books. So if you're interested in learning the abacus, I do have a bunch of books. Whereas if you want to go through the other abacus books, this is what they look like, right? And so this is really boring. So funny. Okay, got it. I'm guessing it's the way using little friends instead of using actual terms. Yeah, right. And then is way more simplified than little friends, big friends. Well, I'm so lost at looking at that. Yeah, it's not just, yeah, it's not actually. Yeah, this is, if you look, it's 15 plus 15. So it's 60, 120 questions, I think. Wait, no, 30, 60. Yeah. There's 60 questions on one page. And this is what they do, right? But the way I have it, I have it different. So when you see my stuff, this is my stuff. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you what the abacus looks like, and then try to make it together. And then we go into it more. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So we went through the flip through of the preschool book. And so mainstream math, right? Western math focuses on the result. But in Abacus world, we don't focus on the result. What we do is we focus on the process. The process is the second number. So the question here is 7. We have 7 on the abacus. Do I have enough to add the 1, right? Yes, I do have enough to add the 1. So all we do is we add the 1. That's it. The Taiwanese Sorbonne teachers would scold the other students until they cry. Yeah, see, I'm not one of those. I don't, unless you're a troll, right? I don't know how many trolls I made cry though. But yeah, yeah. I didn't learn abacus when I was a child. I learned abacus as an adult, and I started teaching it. And I was like, it's great to learn it, but there's got to be a better way. And so I was trying to make it more interactive and more fun. And we will go through the other activities. Rai, did I answer your question? I didn't notice your question until late. But did that make sense? I like your stuff. Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Lee. So then we have number 2, right? 2 on the abacus. 2 on the abacus. We have 6, 5, 6, and then we have 2. Is there enough to add the 2? Yes, we have enough to add the 2. Carrot is way. The Asians only believe in the stick. Yeah, yeah. And I think that's why, and I think that's the difference between, and the way I talk is also very similar to how how it would be relatable to the Western math. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I if you look at all the videos, they talk about big friends and small friends. They don't talk about making the 5 or making the 10. Hey, Lexi, welcome. So here's an example of the difference between traditional math that's in America, right? Western math compared to the abacus. So you could do the dots, but this is a 1-to-1, right? I attended a local school second grade. Thank God my mother transferred me to a U.S. school. Yeah, I do. You know, the U.S. school is more. Yeah, I could see that. I I always grew up on the Western. Thank you, Lexi. So you could do 1-to-1, right? The dots is a 1-to-1, or you could do tally marks, which is fine too. You could do that. In Abacus, we do 5 plus 3 is 8. So you can now supertize. Supertizing just means what? Supertizing means that if you look at the number, you're able to see what it is. And then because we know our place values, we have our ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, now it can travel. So what does that mean? Well, I can take it one step further. I could do 50 plus 30, 1, 2, 3, plus 30. Now I have 80. Because I have 80, right? How do I know? Because this is 0, this is 8. You could do that with the dots, but that's a whole lot of dots, and that's a whole lot of counting. So we would just be ending up counting a lot. Whereas on the abacus, it's easy to see that this is 80. We can take it one step further, and if I want to do 500 plus 300 is equal to 800. We have 8, 0, 0. So again, what we're doing is we're understanding the place value of each column and then the number that goes with it. So then the next number would be 4. Everything is 4. So 4 just goes up, right? And notice when I add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar. When we look at it, I want to do 2. 2 on the abacus, and then I want to take away 1. To take away the 1, I'm just going to do minus the 1. I move it away from the horizontal bar. And then I could do it again with the 2. I have 3 on the abacus. I have 1, 2, 3, and I want to take away the 2. I'll take away the 2. So my final answer is 1. Yep. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the second number. When we look at the second number, we'll understand, because the abacus will show what the answer is, right? We don't need to memorize the answers. We don't focus on the answers. That's what I'm trying to say. So there was one thing I was doing some research, and it was really crazy. One of the videos that I came across is, we need to memorize how to make a 9. I was like, why? Why do we need to memorize how to make a 9? Because on the abacus, we do it. If this is 1, I know this is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need to memorize it. We could do it again with the 2, right? If I have 2 on the abacus, oh, look, guess what? It's 7. So again, what we're doing is we don't need to memorize how to make a 9 because our abacus shows us. We have 3 and then 6. Add the 6. And then we could do it again. Thank you so much for the share and the follow, Jennifer. We could do it again with the 4. Notice I add the 4, I add the 5. And that's it. Okay, Lexi, thank you so much for dropping by. I'll see you in my next live. So what we're doing is understanding that when we look at the abacus, we don't need to memorize how to make a 9. I don't know why we need to, but they do. And so that's one of the things is we don't need to memorize so many things. We only need to memorize a few things. We only need to memorize how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. So here again, when we do the minus the 3, right? Again, what we're doing is we're understanding our second number. If I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to take away the 3, 1, 2, 3, my final answer is 1. Oh, that's so much easier than the New Age math. Yeah, you know, funny, New Age math is very similar to Abacus math, but the difference is New Age math is a lot about paper. And the difference is the paper doesn't have constraint. What does that mean? A blank piece of paper, there is no restriction. What is New Age math? I've never heard of that. Yeah, it's called New Math. I've been doing research on it too. And it's different, but it's not, which is really interesting. Let me see. I was trying to do research. So they started to do like what? I don't know. I had it. They have like number bonds and stuff. I don't know. I have to figure that out. It's so much paper. It is, that's the thing. Like, the difference is what you have a blank piece of paper. Like this is my blank piece of paper. The sky is the limit. You could draw anything, but I feel like that this is where the abacus will shine because you have constraints. Because you have constraints, then because you have constraints, then you have to figure out how to get to what you need to do. So, it's a lot of paper. Is New Age Path for? No, it's not for. It's not for dumb people. It's for the higher ups. Was trying to get the kids to be more abstract thinking to math, which is great. But I feel like abstract thinking at a young age is very tough. And so it's the higher ups. They're trying to. It's different than Common Core, but kind of the same. So like Abacus is kind of like Common Core, but kind of different, right? And so what they were trying to do is they were trying to break it up, and there's a lot of strategies. There's a ton of strategies. Hello, Vinters. Oh, okay. Have a good night, Vinters. Have a good night. Can you briefly demonstrate multiplication and division? You don't have to teach them completely. Oh yeah. Yeah, we have 56 people. Okay. For those of you that are still here, let me finish my thought, and then we'll go into multiplication and division. Because I still want to understand like how to move the beads. So then we have the 5, and then we add the 5. We add the 5. It goes to the horizontal bar. We're adding the 5. If I want to add the 6, all I'm doing is I have 2 on the abacus, 1, 2, and I add the 6 like that. I can take away the 6, or I can add the 6. Right? So you'll notice that if I add the 6, I go to the horizontal bar. If I take away the 6, I take it away from the horizontal bar. So my final answer is 2. It's the same thing with the 7. Whoa, 7. 8. It's the same thing with the 8. So I have 9 on the abacus. If I have 1 on the abacus, I want to add 8, I go to the horizontal bar. If I want to subtract 8, I go away from the horizontal bar. So my final answer is 1. All right. Oh yeah, okay, so and we talked about how if you know how to add, you know how to subtract, and that's what it is. So here is I have 3 on the abacus. Oh no, if I have 6 on the abacus, I add 3, and then I want to take away 7. To take away 7, all I got to do is move the 7 away like that. So my final answer is 2, and that's it. So we have the 6, we take away the 6. We have the 7, we take away 8. Right? When we take away 8, we move it away from the horizontal bar. That's it. All right. Whoa, okay. Thank you everybody for liking the live. Okay, so multiplication. I'm thinking, because I also want to show what they do in new math. Okay. Multiplication. Multiplication's easy. I just need to find my papers. There we go. Okay. So in multiplication, in Abacus, we do what we call distributive property. See, that's the thing. Nobody in Abacus world talks about distributive property, but that's what we do. We do distributive property. It's a technical term, and that's the problem, right? The problem is in Abacus world, we don't have technical terms. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to show you what the technical terms are. So my first question is 47 times that by 8. What is distributive property? Distributive property means that we're going to take a number and we're going to break it up into smaller pieces. Where is my... There we are. Right? We're going to take a number and we're going to break it up into smaller pieces. When we make it into smaller pieces, what are we doing? We're going to take this number here and we're going to take this number here. New math, they're starting to do this. They're starting to do distributive property. But in new math, instead of doing... what they do is they do 40 times 8. So they do 40 times 8. Right? 40 times 8. But Abacus, we don't need to do that. In Abacus world, all we got to do is count the amount of digits we have. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Because I have 3 columns, right? I know that my answer is going to be in the hundreds. That's it. That's all. What we're doing is we're critically thinking and analyzing our question. So we know because I have 3 digits in my question, I'm going to be 3 digits. In Abacus world, what we do is we do 4 times 8. I don't need to say 40. Why? Because the abacus keeps my number. I do 4 times 8 is 32. I add the 3, I add the 2. But in mainstream, you got to do 320. Hello, Daylin. Hello, Daylin. So when we're looking, my finger is over here. And we do it again. We do 7 times 9. I'm sorry, 7 times 8. 7 times 8 is 56. We add the 5, we add the 6. And then we do that here. We do 7 times 8 is 56. Make sure in mainstream math that you match up your thing, and then you just have to add. So that's what we do. We do 3, 7, 6. So this is new math. This is abacus math. What's the difference? The extra zeros that we don't need to track. So my final answer is 3, 7, 6. That's how we do multiplication on the abacus. Easy. Simple to use, easy to understand. Cool. I've been doing abacus multiplication correctly. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's super easy, right? And it's the same thing if you have multiple questions. Right? It's the same thing if we had more. But because if there's more, it's the same thing. So if we had like, I don't know, 47 times that by 53, it's the same thing. Yeah, I just do... Right. Right. So, but here, you do the same thing. You do 5 times 4 and then 5 times 7. 3 times 4 and then 3 times 7. So when we're looking at it, right, we don't do, in mainstream, they would do 40 times 50. And then they do it again, 7 times 50. And then they do it again, 3 times 40. And then 33 times 7, right? Whereas in abacus, we say 4 times 5 is equal to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, add 20, add 2, add 0. And then 5 times 7 is 35, add the 3, add the 5. We start over, right? We recount. 1, 2, 3. We do 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Add the 1, add the 2. And then 3 times 7 is equal to 21. Add the 2, add the 1. That's it. So my final answer is 2, 4, 9, 1. Which is very different, but my brain can't track more than 6 digits on the abacus. Yeah. I don't trust the mainstream media. Oh my, this is my first time seeing this. Totally get it in less than 2 minutes. Oh good, Jennifer. Yeah. Easy, right? But see, that's the difference between mainstream math. Mainstream math, you have all these extra zeros you have to worry about. So you have to do 200, and then this is 350, right? 1, 2, right? And then this is 1, 2, 0, and then this is 21. And then you have to add it all together. Mainstream math is fake news. But this is what new math is. And so it's interesting. But yeah, in abacus world, we don't have to worry about the extra zeros, and we don't have to worry about lining it up, because that's what you do on the abacus. You line it up already. So that is multiplication on the abacus. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, so for Jennifer, just so you know, when we're counting on the abacus, here's a little brief review. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. How do I know this? Well, every column is a place value. So every column we have, we're going to start here. When we start here, there's a label right here. I'm so dual purpose practice and a toy fidget toy. Yeah. You know, practice the math. And you know what? A counter, too. So if you're doing any sort of exercising or whatever, you can use it as a counter. So we have our ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. And then our decimal sits right here between the ones and the tenths. And then we have our hundreds. So we can actually do, yeah, you could also use it as a massager. Just try not to break it because it is kind of, it's not fragile, but it is breakable. So we do decimals here when we're talking about after that. But then you could also choose this one. That's funny. It was the first thing I thought as a little toy in the speck on the screen. Yeah, yeah. So there's that ones place. But then if you notice, you have another one here. So they're grouped. So this is our ones. This could be my thousands. Or if you choose this one to be your ones, then you move everything over and you do that. So we have ones and tens. And then you have all of this to be your decimal. So you could be 0.00001. Right? Let's see if I can find my book. Is it here? Is it this one? Is it? I don't know. Is it this one? Oh, it's this one. I think it's this one. So like if I did that, right? So if I did 6,000, 60,000, looks like this, 60, 5, 6, 5, 6, and then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Or I could do 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 0, 0, 0, 0. Or I do 600, right? 600. Or I do 60, like that. Or I do 6, 25. 625. 25. Where's my other one? But if I wanted to do the other one, hold on. I had it. Here we go. No, I wrote over it. I wrote over it. Okay, so what am I trying to say? If I did this, if I made this like that, right? This is my ones. This is my ones, my tens, and then I do 0, 0, 0. So if I have my ones, 0.00001. That's what it looked like. That's a point. That's a decimal. So 1.00001. So it's a small number. Okay. Hey, Char! Welcome, Char. Do we figure out the correct plural version? Is it giving up on that? I believe Google and chat says it could be Abacus, or it could be abacuses. Yes. I believe it can be both. Abacondria. Yeah. Abacus. Yeah, or abacus. Abacus. Okay, Jennifer, not a problem. Thank you so much. Abacus makes me sense Latin. Yeah, because abacus is a Latin word. Abacus. Abacuses. Abacus. I gotta write that. Abacus. But a moose or a mouse. Mouse. Abacus? No, abacus. Because it would be mice. Anyways, now we're just being silly. Guess who's... Oh, ha, 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 ha. Thank you. Abacus. But that's a single one. Abacus, because that's a mouse, right? So mouse is one. Mouse is one. Mice is plural. So it'd be abacus. We're just being silly. All right. Oh, so what's the next thing? And more sirens. We have more sirens. Yeah. So, what in the world is the person who uses it? Abacusser? Abacusser. I don't know. An accountant. Yeah. The person who uses a... Don't abacus me, please. Yeah. I think a person who uses the abacus is just called an accountant, right? Because what, like, anyways. All right. So for those of you that just came on, let me Let's do a little review, because now we're just being silly. Hey, Adric, thank you so much for checking in, and thank you so much for the gift. Go popular. Yo! Okay. So just for those of you that just started understanding what this is a math tool. This is a counting tool. That's all it is. It just keeps track of your numbers and makes it more visual. So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top 8 is a value of 5, and then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. That's all we're doing. 10 is a 1 and a 0. When we're looking, every column is a place value. We have our ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. There we go. That's it. Okay, so that one is this one. So we're going to start going into concepts, and the concept is understanding how to make a 5. Making a 5 is really interesting because it is one of the pillars that we need to understand when we add and subtract 5, when we add and subtract any number. So the biggest thing that we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to make a 5. We need to memorize that 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, 1 plus 4, 3 plus 2, or 2 plus 3. Oh, see, Mr. Lee, that's the other thing. In mainstream math, they talk about commutative property, right? They talk about commutative property. Abacus kind of does it, but we take the negative form. We take the negative form. Abacus, commutative property is the addition states of changing the order of the numbers being added does not change the sum. See, that's the thing. They focus on the sum, whereas in Abacus world, we focus on the result. Did someone say something messed up? Abacus me? That's funny. Right? And so when we're looking, we want to do plus 3 is equal to plus 5 minus 2, or minus 2 plus 5. We do it again, it gets interesting because it works better when we make a 10. When we make a 10, we want to add the 7. To add the 7, you can either say plus the 10 minus the 3, or you can say minus the 3 plus the 10. Abacus me? Hello, Tappy. Yo. So the difference is in Abacus world, we don't have terminologies like mainstream math does. Mainstream math has terminologies. Some of it pertains to Abacus, but not very much, which is very interesting. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so for those of you that are just coming on board, thank you so much for coming on board and checking out what this is. Please keep your mind open to something different.
Now, open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
It is not difficult, it is just unfamiliar. So if I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we doing? We're adding 4 plus 4. We're not memorizing what 4 plus 4 is. What we're going to do is we are understanding what 4 is. It is bubbly. Bubbly burst. So we have 4. So 4 on the abacus, we have 4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another 4. To add another 4, we need to understand this concept. Plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 1. So what does that mean? Well, if you notice, I don't have any more room to add a 4. And I don't want to add it here. The reason why is because this is now 44. What I want to do is I want to add it to here in the ones place. But to add in the ones place, I have no more room. I can, though, add this 5, which is a nickel. If I add the 5, that's too much because I only want to add 4. Because I only want to add 4, I want to take away 1. So my final answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I can do it again on the abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. We're not memorizing what 4 plus 4 is, and we're not counting up, which is another thing. We don't need to count up. I don't need to take my pens, right? And I don't need to say, okay, we have 4, let's add another 4. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't need to do that. What we should do is we understand how to utilize making a 5. We kind of have to we kind of have to subtract in order to add. It's just like drifting.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
Yeah. Hello, Jinx. Welcome, Jinx. So what we're doing is we're doing a little bit of subtraction, but that's why if you know how to add, you know how to subtract. But then we do it again. We're focusing on the second number. We want to add 3 to the abacus. We have 3. 1, 2, 3. And I want to add 4, but there's too much. So what do? I have to add the 5 and I take away the 1. So I take away the 1. That's what I did. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. I could show you again on my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1, and my final answer is 7. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're understanding concepts. Oh, Mr. Lee. So they talked about making a 5, right? That's interesting. They don't talk about making small friends. Yeah. But then that's the other thing is that they don't talk about why. When you were learning this, Mr. Lee, you had to memorize, but you didn't know why you had to do it. It kind of came later. But the reason why we do adding of the 5 is because there's no more room. See? When we want to do 2 on the abacus, right? 1, 2, I want to add the 4. I have no more room to add 4. I only have these 2. What do? I have this to utilize. I have the 5 to utilize. So if I have 2 on the abacus, I can utilize the 5. I plus the 5, but I have to take away the 1. So my final answer is 6, 5, 6. So I could do it again on the abacus. Add the 5, take away the 1. So my final answer is 6. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Thank you everybody for joining. Hello, 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 hello. Does that make sense? So, hello Jeremiah. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate that. For those of you that are interested, go ahead and check in the orange heart where my head is, where my forehead is. Yeah. So we're just reviewing this, and then we go into the 3s, right? So again, what we're doing is we're not memorizing our 3 plus 3. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to use the formula. So if 3 on the abacus, I want to add another 3, right? I add another 3, don't have enough. Guess what? I have a 5, but you have to take it out, right? You have to remove 2, because that's how you add the 3, and 2 is equal to 5. So if there's 4 on the bottom, I've been practicing. I need to practice my subtraction. Sid, if there is 4 on the bottom, you always plus the 5 minus the 1. Yes, if the 4 on the bottom of this question, yes, it will always be. But you have to look at your abacus to see if you can. Does that make sense? So if we had 3 on the abacus and then we add the 4, so you're saying the 4 on the bottom of the question, right? Yes. Then it would always be, most of the time it will be plus the 5 minus the 1. But now when we change it, right, plus 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus 2. Thank you so much for the share, Jeremiah. We'll get into the minus of the 5. And then here, if I do 4, but then this number is 3, this 3 makes it plus the 5 minus 2. So plus the 5 minus 2 makes my answer 7. Does that make sense, Sid? So it all depends on the number that you're trying to add. So let's take it one step further. If I can find it, it would be great. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So let's take it one step further. You'll notice the pattern. So I have 3 on the abacus. I'm sorry. We have 1, 3, 5, 7. I want to add 2. Can I do it? Yes, I can add 2. Right? I'm sorry. There it is. 2. 1, 2. See, there's a 4 here. I want to add 4 to here. The reason why I can add the 4 is because I have this 5. I want to plus the 5 minus the 1. This is the 4 that we're looking at. And that's why I use the formula. And then I add the 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I add the 1. So it is now scalable. Let me see. Dangerous. Spam. Pornography. Submit. Block. Report. Hate speech. I wonder if this will work. Okay, Sid, did that make sense? I don't get how you can have 52 followers. Okay, anyways. Sorry, I apologize. Okay. How are we doing? Oh yeah, Sid, did that make sense? I reported to, yeah. Yeah, I needed to block first and then report it. I have to figure that out. I have to be more on it. Okay, so when we're looking, it becomes scalable. So we could do it again over here. And so the bottom, so it depends on what the number is on the top. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for reporting it. So we have 26 on the abacus, 26. I want to add 3, right? To add the 3, see how it's a bottom number? Thank you, Casey, right? So we add the 3. We want to plus the 5, take away the 2. And then we add the 2. 1, 2. Hopefully it happens to no one else. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Oh yeah, Sid, did that make sense? So what we just did is now it doesn't matter where our number is. It just matters what the number. So that's why it's interesting because this is a concept. And so now it's easy to see. And then we could do it again with the 2, right? If we have 4 on the abacus, I want to add 2, 4 on the abacus. It could just be another bot, whatever. Okay, and I want to add 2, but again, I have no more beads. I can use my nickel to add the 2, but that's too much. I need to take away 3. So my final answer is 6, 5, 6. I could show you again on my abacus. Add the 5, take away the 3. So my final answer is 6. Yeah, okay? And then we could do it again with the 1. The difference is in the 1 is there's not a lot of questions. So we have 2 on the abacus. I want to add the 1. There's enough. There's no formula there. Here it is again. So I have 3 on the abacus. I want to add 1, right? There's no formula involved because there's enough beads to add the 1. It is here. When I want to add the 4, I have 4 here, but I want to add the 1. I have no more room to add the 1. So what do? I have to plus the 5, take away the 4. So my final answer is 5. That's it. Does that make sense? And then this is the rest is we have color by number, we have mazes, we have word problems, hidden word, again, more color by number. So these are all the activities that I've tried to make it entertaining for the kids and engaging. And so we have our tic-tac-toe, we have answers in the back. I try to provide answers in the back. And so this is the little flip through of my book that is pinned to my to the bottom. And these are all the answers. And I try to get it to understand what we're trying to do here. That is plus 5. And so what we can do now is we can do subtraction. And that's what we can do for Abacus needs batteries. Ha 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 ha. Batteries or beateries? Ha 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 ha. No, not batteries. No. Ha. Ha ha ha. Where are we going? Here we go. Abacus needs beateries. No, it's a beatery. Beateries. Because it would be like batteries. Yes, I really don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's go through it. I don't go through it. It all depends on it all depends on the class. And sometimes I go quicker, sometimes go less. But what we're going to do is batteries, beateries. All right, sorry. I won up. I like that though. Okay, so we're going to do minus the 5. What does that mean? Minus the 5 is because we know how to add the 5, we're going to learn how to take away the 5. This is it right here. And so what we do, again, is understand the concept of 1 and 4 is a pair. Right? 2 and 3 is a pair. We still need to memorize this. And when I was trying to explain it, we still need to understand that what is the missing number. If I have 3 here to make a 5, I need to have two flowers to make a 5. So the idea is to continue to understand what is the pair of 5. So here, what I did is I want to do a little review. Minus the 4 minus 1 equals minus 5. Why did I do that? Because we need to figure out how to take away the 5. But I still needed to understand the relationship. So when I color in 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the idea to understand the pair. So if I have 4, I know I have 4 and 1. That's my pair. So it would be 5, right? And then I have my 4 and my number bonds, 4 and 1. So we have to memorize this. And then what do? We understand how to minus the 4. We know how to add the 4. So if I have 4, I want to add the 4. I know to add the 4, it's plus the 5 minus the 1. But now I want to subtract the 4. Subtract the 4 is just the opposite. All it's got to do is minus the 5 plus the 1. Right? So just like when we drift,
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
so right, we are subtracting, but we're still adding. It's not a whole, it's not a one, it is not a one operation. What it is, it's a balance of equation. Why? Because we're balancing and we're substituting. We're substituting minus 4, that's the minus 4 here. We're substituting this information into here. So when we're doing it, it is adding of the 8, and then when we take away the 4, there's not enough beats to take away the 4. We only have 1, 2, 3. So I cannot just take away the 4. I can't just do that. What I have to do is I have to utilize this 5. The 5 has my 4 inside here. So if I take away the 5, that's too much. I need to add back my 1. So that's how I get 8, that's how I get 4. And this is the formula. So we continue on with the formula. If I have 16, 1 and 6, and I minus the 4, guess what? Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. That's what I'm doing. Oh, maybe I should do this. Right? So if I do that, that's what we're doing. Right? 16 is equal to minus the 4 plus the 5. Right? My final answer is 12. We do it again. If I have 15 on the abacus, and I want to take away 4, what do? I minus the 5 and I plus the 1. So my final answer is 11. Because that's what we did, is we substituted this information minus the 4 into, we substituted with minus the 5 plus the 1. There we go. True Money. Welcome, True Money. Did you just join? And why are you late? So what we're doing is we're understanding the abacus. Here is a brief review how to read it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Does that make sense? True? Thank you, Gaba. Yes, because abacus is so interesting, right? We can visualize our numbers. This is 10. Right? After 10 is 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 15. That's what 15 is. Easy. Because why? We can see our numbers. It is different than we see this. This is symbols. So because this is symbols, we're translating it to the abacus. So I have 15 over here. I have 15, 1, and 5. We have 16, 1 and 6, 17, 1 and 7, 18, 1 and 8, and then 19, 1, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. So what we do is we do 20. 2 and a 0. 2, 0, right? How do I know? Because every column is a placeholder. I'm sorry, every column is a place value. So we have our ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So when we're looking, after the ones is our decimal, our tenths, and our hundredths. That's it. We're looking at our numbers. That's all we're doing. So if I did this, what number is that? What number do you think this is? It is not, it is 900. Thank you, Dr. Guy. It is 900. Because we have 5 plus 4, right? 5 plus 4, you can subitize, this is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Don't forget the 2. The 2 is over here. When I look, this is 2 tens. Because this is 2 tens, we have 900. There's 9 in the hundreds. There's 2 in the tens. And there's a 0 in the ones. Thank you, John. Yes, Lucky. Thank you, George. Thank you, Dr. Guy. So, John, when we're looking, if the top bead is not touching the reckoning bar, then none of the beads are being counted. This would be 420. But it's not. It's supposed to be 9 because now the top bead is connected to the reckoning bar. When the beads are touching the reckoning bar, it is counted. So if I have 920 and then I do this, if I do that, what number is that? That number is, what's the next number? Oh, good, John. Good. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sam. Samaya. Thank you, Dr. Guy. Thank you, Stardust. John, George. Right. Because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then we have 2. Thank you, Lisa. Samaya. 2, right? 1, 2. This is 20, and then this is 6. 5, 6. So we have 926. That's it. This is an abacus. It is a counting tool. It is not just a toy, and it's not a fidget toy. It is a counting tool. It's a counting tool just like the cubes that you do in school. So I don't know if you have these. I've never had these when I was in school because I'm old. I'm okay with saying that. Because we had to memorize. We had to do rote memorization. And what I'm doing here in the abacus world is I'm trying to show the matrix what an abacus is. Thank you, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome to the real world.
Thank you, Dr. Guy. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. And it's interesting on how, like, it's just how simple it is, and yet mainstream math makes it more complicated than it really is. There's a whole bunch of strategies that blows my mind, and I don't see why we need to have so many different strategies when we need to start going into algebra, trigonometry, calculus, geometry, all that other stuff. I believe abacus is a gateway to complex math. It is not the end all, but it provides a solid foundation. I believe it provides a solid foundation of number sense. It is very different than concepts. So that's it. So when we're looking, oh, I didn't do that one. So here, let's do another one. So this one, oh, what are we doing? We're doing how to make a 5. Oh, we're doing minus. So if I have 4 on the if I have 1 on the abacus, I know I'm going to take away, add the 4. You could look at it and say, oh, I just need to minus the 4, add the 4, that's 0. You could do that, but that's not the point. The point was to go through the motions. Thank you, John. The point is to go through the motions. Hey, Chris, welcome. We have our 1. And we want to add, I'm sorry, we have 1, I want to add 4. To add the 4, I need to plus the 5 minus the 1. And then I need to take away the 4. Take away the 4 is minus the 5 plus the 1. So the reason why, I mean, obviously you can go through and you can just start removing stuff, but that's not the point. The point is to go through the motions, because the more you go through the motions, the easier it is to see it when the numbers get bigger. This is all about understanding how to utilize the abacus, understand the concepts. So yes, you could easily in your head do it. That's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is understand the concepts. So here, if I have 5 on the abacus, I have 5. I want to take away the 4. Take away the 4 is minus the 5 plus the 1. How do I know that? Because back here is where we saw it, right? We were learning how to take away the 4. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to get the kids to practice how to take away the 4. And that's what these are. So if I have 3 on the abacus, 3 on the abacus, add the 2 is what? Plus the 5 minus the 3, and then take away the 4. Take away the 4 is what? Minus the 5 plus the 1. So my final answer is 1. I got my book. Oh, good! Abacus should be here by the end of the week. Oh, good! That's exciting. That's exciting. Let me know if I have any typos. There was one that I found. I was like, ooh. Actually, somebody found it and was kind enough to let me know what typos there are. Okay, so what's the next one? The next one is minus the 3. So what did we just do? We're understanding how to make a 5. This is a concept. I found one. You did? Whoops. Send me a DM and we can talk about it. And I'll get it corrected. So we have minus the 3. Again, minus the 3 is minus the 5 plus the 2. Why are we going to do that? Because if I have 7 on the abacus, I have 7 on the abacus. Oh, okay, thank you, Chris. So I have 7 on the abacus. I want to minus 3. To take away the 3, I need to minus the 5 plus the 2. So I'm going to minus the 5, add the 2. And my final answer is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Jeremiah, did you get that? Are you all right with your subtraction? Who else needed help with subtraction? Somebody asked for subtraction. Sorry, I'm trying to look for subtraction. Nope. Okay. Yeah. So we're going through subtraction, and it's because I don't talk about subtraction very much. And I know subtraction is kind of a difficult concept. So when we're looking, we have our 3. Ryder, is there a point that you're trying to make? So we have 16 on the abacus. I want to be able to follow along with your abacus and give me a deeper understanding. Oh, good. Okay. So we have, you said the book. Okay. So yeah, we're doing subtraction. So we have 16 on the abacus, and we want to take away the 3. To take away the 3, you can be bored in somebody else's live instead of spamming my comments. We have the 3. Minus the 3 is what? Minus the 5 plus the 2. Minus the 5 plus the 2. So my final answer is 13. So when we're looking, right, we have 1 and the 3. Spam. Okay. So we have 13. So we have take away the 5 and then add the 2. So again, what did we do?
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
He's such a kid. Such a kid. I have kids in my room too. Yeah, regrouping. Oh, okay. What is the colors and what do they do? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Mary. The colors mean nothing. We can go over regrouping in the minus. Okay. Okay. So when we're looking, it's just the positioning of the beats. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. They work exactly the same. It's just one is more colorful than the other. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Because the top beat is touching the reckoning bar, it is counted. So these are not touching the reckoning bar, so these columns are not being counted. Does that make sense, Miss Mary? So when we're looking, right, we have 10. That's what 10 looks like. 10 on the abacus. So they look exactly the same, just one's just different colors. That's it. The colors mean nothing. That's it. All right. So we could talk about grouping and regrouping. Did I show you the regrouping one? Okay, so let's first thing is okay, good. I don't know if Jeremiah's still around. Not sure. Okay. So the first thing we do about grouping is we need to understand how to make a 10. So making a 10. Oh, right, Miss. Making a 10. What are we doing? We're making a 10. To make the 10 means what? We need to know these are the partners. We need to know that 8 and 2 is a 10. We need to know that 7 and 3 makes a 10. And then 4 plus 6 makes a 10 and 1 plus 9 makes a 10. These are the things that we need to know. So the first thing we're going to do is let's first talk about how to make a 10, how to group, how to carry on. Here, let's do 5 plus 5 because that would be easy, right? So we have 5 on the abacus. We want to plus the 10 minus the 5. This is where this will come in. So we have 9 on the abacus, right? We have 9 on the abacus. That's my first number, 9. That's my first number, 9, right? We want to add 9 on the abacus, 9 like that. I want to add 5. Okay, I add my 5. Not a problem. But guess what? I need to figure out what to do. I know I can make a 10 with this 5. But where am I going to get it from? I'm going to get it from the 9. So I have to minus the 9. I've made my 10. Because I made my 10, I can show it on the abacus. And then my final answer is 14. I do like that. I do like that. So that's what we did. What we did is we took it away from the 9, right? There's my 9, right? This is 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9. 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. If I give you my 5, right? If I add the 5, what do? I have to take away the 5 from the 9. So that will give me 14. We can do it again with 8. So we have 8 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And I add the 5, right? When we add the 5, what are we doing? Well, I want to make a 10 out of this. To make a 10, I have to take it away from the 8 and move it to my 5. So I take it away from the 8 and I add it to the 5. And my final answer is 13, which is very different in mainstream math. Mainstream math will make that 8 a 10. So they kind of flip-flop. But in Abacus, we don't flip-flop. We make sure we do it on the second number. Because why? Because if I go this way, then where am I going to get the 2 from? In mainstream math, you're like, oh, we just have to remember that we added a 2. In Abacus, we don't need to. What we do is we take with what we got. So we go up, we go from the top down. If I have 8 on the abacus, I have my stuff. Then I need to make a 10 with the 5. So it's not about how to make this 10 easier. It's not about how to make a friendly number here. It's about what makes a 10 with this 5. So now we're being very, very specific. We need to figure out how to make a 10 with this 5. Does that make sense? Now we just did is we just carried over. We can do it again with the 7. We have 7 on the abacus, right? We want to add the 5. But it's a little bit disorganized. We have 7 on the abacus. What can I do is I can take 5, because why? I know 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. I take the 5 from the 7 and I add the 10. So my final answer is 12. Bring down the 5. No, not bring down. It is push up the 5. Push up the 5 to push up the 10. Yeah. Hello. Hello 300. Oh, I think I was late. I think I came on late. Does that make sense, Chris? So when we're looking, we want to go from top down. Oh, good. Right? And so I'm trying to show how we do it on the abacus, and it's very different. My
Oh, I can see everything.
right? We can do it again. And what we do is we practice until it becomes automatic. So I have 6 on the abacus, right? And I want to add the 5. But to add the 5, I want to make a 10 out of this. So instead of mashing it up together, we can systematically understand that I just need to take away the 5 from the 6. And I can make my 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. So this is why you need to know your partners. You need to know the partners. 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. Push 1 up. Take away the 5. Yes. And no, not bring down the 1. It's push up the 1. Yeah, thank you, John. It is push up the 1 and it leaves the 1. Yes, exactly. So when we're looking at it, we're taking only this column right here. Yeah, push up. So when you look, this is the number pattern. When we add the 5, we have to add the 10 minus the 5. That's the number pattern that you're going to see. So the more you do it, the more it becomes automatic. Oh, I just need to add the 10. I just need to add the 5. Do you see that? And then obviously it's the same thing when you go reverse. So let's try a different number. How does it work with the 8? Same thing. If I have 7 on the abacus, I want to add 8. 7 on the abacus, add 8. Again, I take it from the bottom down. I need to make this 8 a 10. Right? I make it better. I need to make this a 10. What do? I know 2 and 8 makes 10. I need a 2. Where am I going to get the 2 from? I get the 2 from the 7. 1, 2 from the 7. And I bring it down to my 8. Now I made a 10. So I take away the 2 to make a 10. So my final answer is 15. What did I just do? I just rearranged. That's all I did. But it looks very different with these symbols as opposed to the bricks and the abacus. The bricks is a 1-to-1. The abacus is a representation. Because what happens? If you did 700 take away 800, the concept is still the same. But if you were really doing a 1-to-1 with these, then you would have to have 700 bricks with 800 bricks, and then you combine it together. But the difference is on the abacus, we just need to know our numbers. We want to add 80. To add 80, we take 2 from the 7. So just that we did. So what we did is we had to go right to go left. We had to take away to add.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
Can you do negative numbers on the abacus? You can do negative numbers, but you have to keep the negative in your mind. So just like when you are on a piece of paper, right? Just like on a piece of paper, what do? If you do if you do 5 minus 8, you don't really do 5 minus 8. You still do 8 minus 5, right? This becomes 3, but then you know that this is the minus. So it's exactly how you do on the abacus is how you do it on a piece of paper. Yeah, there's been people asking me about it, and I'm like, if we really think about it, you can do any arithmetic. You just got to keep track of your signs. Dog. I don't know if dog is still around. So when we're reading the abacus, right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Cool. Cool, John. Good. I'm happy that you're keeping up. Makes sense, right? So we could do it again with the 9. Oh, dog, you're still here. Thank you. Okay, let me continue on with that thought. So what we're doing is, I need to find my placeholder. Yeah. It's funny, Chris, because I had to think about it, and I don't know the concepts higher than division. I only know arithmetic. So, dog, when we look at it, we have our ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. You'll notice that if I have the ones, I just counted. That's what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I do this, this is 14, 24, 34, 44. So we have our tens and our ones. There are 4 tens, right? And then there's ones. There's 4 ones in the ones column. And then we have hundreds. Every time the beads are touching the reckoning bar, it is counted. So if I did this is actually 544. 500, because there's hundreds. The top bead is always a value of 5. So we have 544. And then if you want point 25. So this is my decimals, the tenths and the hundreds. So it's 544 point, it sits between 44. This dot is not the decimal. This dot is the label for the ones position. And it's also a label for the thousands position. The position. So when we're looking, right, that's why we have groupings. They're called periods. So we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. But then you might be wondering, wait a minute. Well, what happens if it's a bigger abacus? Because size matters? Yes. It's the same. It's exactly the same, just more digits. That's all it is. It's just more. Every column is a digit. If I choose this to be my ones, this is my ones, my thousands, millions, billions, and then trillions. That's it, right? And it works exactly the same. This is thousands. How do I know? Because this is my ones, this is my thousands. 10,000, 100,000, million. 10 million, 100 million, billion. 10 billion, 100 billion, trillion. So that's why the dots are there to help assist how to label it all. Size matters. But I don't see, I'm sorry, but I see, so if I wanted more numbers, I would have to get a bigger, yes, exactly. So this is where a 23 column abacus happens, and you can't see it all, but this is my 23 column abacus, and this is the one that I actually was learned on. And way back in the day, this is all we had is a 23 column abacus, and so it just means more digits. You're right. I'm wondering how the heck I'm supposed to remember that when I can't remember my bed. I'm sorry, Caitlin. Do you walk around naked because you don't remember to put on pants and a shirt? I don't get that. How are you supposed to remember? It's just because it's unfamiliar? How are you going to remember? Oh, she can't make her bed. Thank you, dog. That doesn't make sense to me. To make my bed. That's fine. But then again, right? Do you remember to brush your hair? Do you remember to brush your teeth? I don't know. How do you remember to breathe? How do you remember to blink your eyes? How do you remember what the words are that are coming out of your mouth? How do you remember the words that are coming out of my mouth? That doesn't make sense to me. She said how is amazing you can remember, but she can't remember to make her bed. You can remember it. It's just unfamiliar. Thank you, dog. I apologize, but it's just unfamiliar. That's all it is. The more you see it, I've been teaching Abacus for 20 years. You can't compare. Unless you've been teaching Abacus for 20 years, then we can compare. But if you haven't been teaching Abacus, then this is something very new. If I show you like a bunch of stuff, I'm not going to remember anything. It takes practice. Thank you, lady. Right? It just takes practice. It's just unfamiliar. That's all it is. The idea is to just understand. Chris, you choose to remember how. Yeah, exactly. And you choose to understand the concepts. Yes, you just choose. You don't just blindly go. You have to have critical thinking. No, I don't accept that excuse. You know, dog. I don't accept that excuse. Because how do we know how to do anything? How do you remember how to drive? No, I don't accept that. The more you do, the more you know. The more you know, the more you learn. The more you learn, the happier you get. So thank you, dog, for. I thank you. I appreciate the help of understanding the comment. Okay, so when we're looking, right, exactly. So the bigger the abacus, the more numbers you have. And so when we're looking, it mimics exactly the way we write. So we have our 1, and it doesn't matter which one you use, right? As long as you choose one. You could choose this one, it doesn't matter. If you choose this one to be your 1s, then you have your 10s, 100s, 1000s. So you'll notice that this is a label for thousands. How do you remember to meet your friends in the mind? That's right, Chris. That's right. It's absolutely right. I believe it's a poor excuse. I mean, it sounds nice, but I think it's a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, you could choose any one of these dots to be your 1s place. That's why I choose a dot, right? That's why I choose this dot. Because it will help me to remember, oh, I chose this to be my 1s place. You could choose one without, but then your number might be a little bit off. You might have a little bit too many zeros, or you might have not enough zeros. Do you have a slide rule? No, I don't. And I don't teach it either. Somebody asked me to teach it. I was like, no, I don't teach the slide rule. The slide rule is done and gone. The abacus has been around for centuries. So it has made the test through time. It has, I don't even know if I said that right. It has gone through the test of time. There we go. That's what it is. It's gone through the test of time. I don't know anybody who does slide rules. Anyways, what is a slide rule? A slide rule, if I remember correctly, is a way to figure out how to do multiplication. I don't actually even know what a slide rule is. Yeah, it's a way to do like other calculations. Abacus only does, honestly, Abacus only tracks your numbers. That's it. That's all it does. It just tracks your numbers. You, in your brain, actually do the concepts. So that's what I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you concepts. I tell you how to make a 10, how to make a 5, and then we can go into doing multiplication, and we can do division. But the biggest thing is understanding how to move the beads, and that's what I do. Is I just move the beads. But because I've moved the beads for 20 some odd years, it's easy for me. But I'm trying to show you concepts. So like even here, when I have 4 on the abacus. This is the concept. I have 4 on the abacus. I want to add 8. To add the 8, what do? I have 4 on my abacus, and I add the 8. I know how to make a 10 with an 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 10, 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. So I need to get the 2 from somewhere. 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to get the 2 from somewhere. Where am I going to get it from? I'm going to get it from the 4, right? Do you see that? I get it from the 4, and I take it away from the 4. When I take it away from the 4, I made my 10. Because I made my 10, my final answer is I take away, no, I don't take away 2. I take away, I take away, I'm trying to add 8. That's the thing. I have 4 on the abacus, right? I want to add 8. To add the 8, I need to take away 2. I need to take away 2 from the 4. Now I've made the 10. Yes, and then I bring up the 1 in the tens. That's what I did. So what did I do as I made the 10? It works exactly the same. If I had 34, oh boy. I don't need to worry about this, right? What do? I need to worry about how to add the 8. So I've had 34 on the average. I want to add the 8. I'm adding the 8 to here. What do? Well, I still have 4. I need to make a 10 out of the 8. So I make a 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I take away the 2, and then I add the 10. So my final answer is 42. So it just matters what? What are you trying to do here? Same thing with the 9. So if I have 9, right? And I want to add the 8, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 here. We have 9. We need to get 2. We need to get 2 from somewhere. We have to get 2 from the 9. We take 2 from the 9. Now we made a 10. So we made a 10. We just add the 1. Thank you for the follow, dog. Is it dog or dodge? Right? I haven't seen an abacus being used since 4th grade. Lithium battery. Oh, it's the dodge. Okay, thank you. Dodge. Same. Oh, hello. Welcome. Yeah. So this is a soroban. This is a Japanese abacus. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you the concepts, right? John, are you still around? I don't know. Or Jeremiah, right? So Chris, when we're looking at it, we're looking at the 8. We're not looking at the 4. Yeah. We're looking at the 8. The 8 is what makes, the 8 is what lets us know what we're trying to do. Emmanuel, is your abacus? Ha 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 ha, spooky Jenny. Thank you so much. Yeah, we were just talking about how to make a 10. Emmanuel, is your abacus 1 and 4 and lithium ion? Was it 1 and 4 or was it a 10 beat across? Because those are different. If it was 10 beat across, then it's a 1 to 1. It's a 1 to 1. Whereas on the abacus, this Japanese abacus, this is a soroban. This soroban is a 1 and 4. And so then we start doing, this is where I messed up in my workbook. This part? Oh, yeah. You go from top down. And that's what I was mentioning. In mainstream, you try to go to your easiest number, but no. What you want to do is you want to go from top down. You add the 4 on the abacus and you look at the second number. The second number is what dictates whether or not you're going to use a formula or not. It was a 1 and 4. Oh, interesting. Interesting. All the way to 4th grade. That's fantastic. So do you know how to add, do you know how to multiply and divide lithium? Do you know how to multiply and divide on the abacus? Thank you, Sid, for the follow. I forgot. Oh. You forgot to do it, or did you forget that you did do it? I'm in high school now. Right. But did you ever get to abacus to adding, multiplying, and dividing? That's the question. Or did you just learn to count and add and subtract? That's the question. Did you go all the way up to dividing and multiplication? Yeah, my boys, they know how to do mainly counting. Oh, mainly counting. Hello, JJ. Mainly counting. Oh, sad panda. There's actually a lot more concepts here. It's too bad. Yeah, so it's not just counting, it's actually concepts. So like here, when we're adding the 4, we have 4 on the abacus. Ooh, we have 4 on the abacus, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We have 4 in the abacus, and what do? We have 8, 1, 2, 3. We're doing this number right here. And then we need to know is we need to add the 8. To add the 8, we know when we add the 8, we're adding a 2 to make it 10. But we have to get it from somewhere. We can get it from the 4. That's what we do from here. We get it from the 4. So we have to take away the 2 from the 4. And we add it to the 10. Because we added to the 8. When we added to the 8, we made a 10. So now my answer is 12. So it's 1 and a 2. That's it. So we can do it again. We're going to do it again. What number are we going to do? Let's do 9. Let's do 9. Because you know why? If we do 9, you're going to see that there's a number pattern. You'll know every time you add 8, you just need to take away. So if I have 8, I'm always going to take away the 2 plus the 10. This is the number pattern that you're going to see. That's the number pattern you're going to continue to see. And it's the same thing with the 9. So if I have 9, take away the 1 plus the 10. That's the number pattern. Hey, Jeff, welcome back. Does that make sense? Mainly, oh yeah. Chris, does that make sense? This is the number pattern you're going to see. Bring it up, bring it down. Bring it up, bring it down. We have 2, right? Up, down. No, that's all right. We got to go backwards. We got to do backwards. There we go. Yeah. There's number patterns you're going to start seeing. So here we do like 9. If we do the 9, 2 on the abacus. I want to add 9. To add the 9, I have 2 on the abacus. There's my 2. I want to add the 9. Here's my 9. But guess what? I know what? I know to add 10. To make a 10 out of this 9, I have to take away the 1. Take away the 1. Where are you getting the 1 from? I get a 1 from the 2. So I have to minus the 1 from the, and then it gives me a 10. And I add the 10. So my final answer is 11. I'm still learning after 4 days. Yeah. You're quicker than my brain thinks. Well, it's only because I know, right? It's only because I know. And I've been doing this for 20 years. You'll know too if you did this for 20 years. It's just finding different ways that would make it connect, right? If I have 3 on the abacus, 1, 2, 3, I need 9, right? What I do to make a 10 out of the 9, I just need to add the 1. So what you'll see, I have 3 on the abacus. I minus the 1 plus the 10. You will slowly see that minus the 1 plus the 10, minus the 1 to make a 10. That's what I did. That's what I did. So my final answer is 12. So when I bring it together, it is now organized. Just like that. Yeah. Right? And so that's the other thing is it's about organization. So we have 4 in the abacus, right? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 4 on the abacus. What do? We add the 9. To add the 9, we know 1 plus 9 is equal to 10. We got to get the 1 from somewhere. The 1 is going to come from the 4. Take away 1. Take away 1. And then we make a 10 with our 9. Like that. So we made a 10. So my final answer is now on my abacus. My answer is on my abacus. It is 13. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Welcome back, Sarah with no H. Welcome back, welcome back. We're doing how to make a 10. Oh, maybe I should do that. That's what we're doing. We're learning how to make a 10. Because after we learn how to make a 10, then we can do borrowing. But we don't call it, in Abacus world, we don't call it borrowing. We call it minus the 10. Minus the 10. So that's what we're doing. We're adding the 10 and we're going to take away the 10. Because if you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. Right? So the first thing we do is we understand how to make a 10. And then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract. Calculate how to get me house. Woo! That was not even English. Chill. Ho-de-do. Ho-de-do. What's going on? So much judging. So, for those of you that just joined, please keep your mind open.
Now, open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
right? So we could do it again. We could do it again with the 7. 7 is plus the 10 minus the 1. He's talking about companions. The companions, like the partners, right? 7 and 3 is equal to 10. 6 and 4 is equal to 10. 1 and 9 is equal to 10. 2 and 4 is equal to 10. I'm sorry, 2 and 8 is equal to 10. And 5 and 5, 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. Yeah. Thank you, Lithium, for the translation. There's a lot of like stuff that happens, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. So we have to know these are partners, right? Hello, Boop. Thank you for the follow. We have to know that these are partners. We need to remember that 7 and 3 are partners. So when we put it into an equation, right? Why are we doing this? Well, this is just a simple way of understanding what we're trying to do. So we have 9 on the abacus. We have 9 on the abacus. There's 9, right? We have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We want to add 7. To add the 7, what do? Well, we know how to make a 10 with a 7. 5, 6, 7. There it is. There's my 7. We know what? We know that 7 plus 3 is equal to 7. I'm sorry, 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. How do we find this 3? This 3 is going to come from the 9. Right? Do you see that? It's going to come from the 9. Now I'm making a 10 for my 7. I have my answer. This is 10. But guess what? Because I took it away from here, my answer is 6. So together, we have 10. We add the 10. We just made a 10. So my answer is 16. And then we can do it again, right? So what we do is we practice the concept of how to make a 10 with a 7. So we do 18 on the abacus, right? 18 on the abacus. 18 on the abacus. I want to add the 7. The concept is we need to take away the 3 to plus the 10. So my final answer is 25. We could do it again with the 9. 9 on the abacus. I want to add the 7. Plus the 7 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 3. Plus the 10, take away the 3. And my final answer is 16. We could do it again. 14. 14 plus 7. 14 on the abacus. 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the reckoning bar, it is... Got it! Thank you! Good, Chris! Good. See, but that's what it is. It's all about practice. It's all about practicing. That's all it is. The more you practice, the more your brain will see it. So, boop, this is an, what is this? This is an abacus. Thank you. This is an abacus. When the beads are touching this reckoning bar, it's counted. So these 2 columns are being used. This is a 2-digit number. This is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1. That's what 1 looks like. When we're looking, we have 1. Only 1 column is being used, so we have 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is a value of 5, and then we have 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What a big number look like? That is your big number. Hey, Tammy! So we have 99,999.99. I never knew that part of the abacus called the reckoning bar. Yeah, somebody came into my life and like, oh, what do you do with the reckoning bar? And I'm like, oh, that's a reckoning bar? So in mainstream, in abacus world, we actually call it the beam. Or I call it the horizontal bar. Somebody calls it the line. Horizontal bar. Yeah, somebody came around and said, that's the reckoning bar. I'm like, oh, okay, reckoning bar. How's it going, Tammy? So, boop, did that make sense? So that's what the big number is. That's the biggest number on this abacus is. We were just talking about minus or adding the 10. Chris got it. Good. Good job. So yeah, it's just about being familiar and just practicing. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, yes. Okay, good. So every column is a place value. After watching you 2 weeks, I realized that you can use your hands as 2 rows. You can use your 2 hands as a 2-row abacus. Okay. Good, A-Rod. That's above my pay grade. I would have to really think about it, but that's good. That's good. Good luck. I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't know how to do that. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. You're right. Brilliant. Tens and ones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brilliant. Count up to 99. Brilliant. Well done, A-Rod. That's brilliant. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I couldn't for the life of me wrap my head around it. But yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Yes. Well done. Well done. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. I'm not the only one that thinks about abacus. I just thought it was a pretty sweet. Yeah. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. You learn something new every day. Yes. Yes, we do. And learning and knowing is half the battle. Where is that?
Now I know. And knowing is half the battle.
This is brilliant. That's really good. We could do 4 or we could do 6. We did 5. I'm just slowly going through it. We can go through the 4s. Oh, so here is the issue with the 4. Now, if you notice, if I have the 5 and I want to add the 4, is there enough? Yes, there is. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have the 10, if I have the 6, right? I have 6. I want to add the 4. What do I do? Plus the 10 minus the 4. Right? We could do it again with the 7. I have the 7. I want to add the 4. Let me go back. I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We'll have 4. We know 4 plus 6 makes 10. So we have 4 on the abacus. We have to make a 6, right? We have to get 6 from somewhere. Guess what? We could take it from the 7. Like that. And we put it to the 4. Now I have 10. Take away from the 7. Add the 10. So my final answer is yes. Take away the 1. Take away the 5. And push up the... Yes, exactly. Exactly.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
So when I bring it together, we have 12. But then you might be wondering, well, don't we do 4 another way? Yes, we do. But this is where you have to understand your critical thinking. We have 3 on the abacus. I do not want to make a 10. Why? Because I can make a 5. So we need to understand the process. The first thing we need to do is understand and don't overstep. You don't need to make a 6. You don't need to take away 6 from here. You need to make a 5. So it's plus the 5 minus the 1. That is what we're trying to do. So we have to start thinking about workflows, right? When we have 4 on the abacus, I want to add a 4, I need to plus the 5 minus the 1. So that's what we're doing. You need to critically think, what are we trying to do? You don't just, I like the Grandpa Alien saying, I have spoken. Oh, yeah, I have spoken. That's a good one, too. Yeah, I'll have to bring that one in. So when we're looking, you have to critically think, like, what am I doing here? The first thing you need to look at is, can you add the 5? Hello, Naya. And then you want to, here, we have 8. Then you want to add another 4. Then, because you want to add another 4 to the 8, then you have to plus the 10 minus the 6. Thank you, Chief, for the rose. Chef. Thank you, Chef. Right? So we have to critically think. So if I have this 12, I want to add the 4. To add the 4, what do? I need to plus the 5 minus the 1. And I can do it again. If I want to plus the 4, I need to minus the 6 plus the 10. Add the 4, add another 4, plus the 5 minus the 1. Add another 4, plus the 10 minus the 2. So we get 36. And we just did multiplication right there. We did additive, repetitive addition. That's what we did. All right. So how are we doing? That is about adding the 4 and being careful of what we're trying to do. And so this book is available. This book is available in the Abacus as well. And then we do the 3s, and then we do the 2s. And then we have extra practice, right? After we finish the 1, then there's practice. This is a puzzle, right? And then we have hidden words. After the hidden words, we have more hidden words. I think we have mazes here somewhere. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, there's the maze. I forgot to have word problems. I don't have word problems. Mazes. There's a lot of mazes. Yep. So if you're ever wondering, I do have answers in the back of the book. Yeah. And so this is what I've made. This is my book. And this is just to make learning Abacus fun. And I believe Abacus should be fun and interactive. Yep. Cool. That's it. Is that the same thing as my book? No. You got the adult book. Your adult book is a little bit more condensed. If you want extra practice, I would recommend these books. But the adult book is a little bit more summarized. Because the adult book goes through adding the 5, minus the 5, plus the 10, minus the 10, and then the 2-step equations. So I try to end it off with 2-step equations. And a little bit of multiplication. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're looking for more practice, then I would recommend going with with these books. If you want more practice, I do have an extra. I have an extra of the plus 10. I kind of just made it, and it's kind of boring. There's no activities, but it's just a bunch of just numbers, and you just practice. So I broke it up into understanding like how to plus the 3, how to plus the 2. Yeah. This was just for extra practice if you're looking for it. But if you're looking for a more extra practice and you want it to be interactive, then I would suggest to go through this one. Thanks. Yeah, that this extra practice one is over here. I didn't do it for all of them. I didn't. It's not a great seller. So I think what I'm going to do is the extra practice ones, I'm going to make it as a maze. Probably. I'll probably do that instead. So, but yeah, that's this one over here. And this was one of my other books. I don't remember. It was just one of those things that had extra questions. Oh, excuse me. So I just put it together. Yeah, but if you're looking for extra practice and you want it to be entertaining or engaging, I would suggest to get this one as well. And this will go through a little bit slower and more practice. Yeah, and that's this one right here. All right. Thank you everybody for joining. I am gonna head out. Once the abacus comes, it will show me how much I'm retaining. Yeah, that's for sure. Because it's one thing to see it, it's another thing to actually do it. But I think obviously once you get it, everything's going to start clicking really well. Because you're going to see the number patterns as you move. As you move the beads, you're going to see the number pattern. Do I teach in other countries? No. I teach in America. America. I teach, I don't know, if they want me to teach them, that's fine. I will, but I don't. I don't have well, I don't know. I do have a few people that come into my live and they're from like all over. I have some people that are from Europe, Finland, South America. I have some that comes in from Africa. I have some that comes in from Europe. I said that. Anyways, but yeah, I mean I teach, but I only teach in English. I don't teach in any other language. And yeah, whoever comes on to TikTok, I teach them. I don't know. Most of the people are Americans that I teach. I don't know if I teach any Canadians. Maybe some Canadians, but I think it's just the algorithm is very, very favorable to Americans. That's cool. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Josh. Yeah. As long as they understand English, then it doesn't matter. Do I speak? No, I don't speak any other language other than English. English and Abacus. No, I'm kidding. I just speak English. I mean, I can't survive with Chinese. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Chris. Yeah, you have a good night too. You're welcome. You're welcome. It was good to go through it slowly and just to understand and solidify it. But I do appreciate it, and hopefully it was a better speed than all the other times that have been around. Because it just depends on the group. It just depends on how active the comments are. It's just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, not a problem, Chris. Thank you. Hopefully it'll work well for you. And yeah, if you want the extra practice, then I would suggest go to the actual specific ones. That's why I broke it up into specific ones, because I only want to focus on one concept at a time. The adult one is like all 6 concepts or 4 concepts and then mixed up together. So thank you. I appreciate that. Let me know. I will see you all in my next live. I am going to head out. For those of you that are interested, this is an abacus. I do offer my books. I have books available either in my TikTok shop or over here. What we did is we could do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. I do also have online classes and I provide abacus tutoring. I have workbooks and worksheets. So how was the abacus used for ancient Chinese structures? They did a lot of counting up, which is apparently what I found out. They don't do concepts like the Japanese did. So when we were talking, I was talking to this one person that did the Chinese abacus, and they were talking about how they were going to do. Let's do this one. So the question was 9 plus 7. So 9 is on the abacus, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. And then you need to add the 7. Well, what they do is they count up. They do 1, and then they know that this is now 6. So they have to have 6 in their head. Because we have this, they have to bring that down and then bring that down. So they have to remember there's 6 in their head and they just add 5, 6. Yeah, they don't do formulas, which is interesting. I thought they would have, but I guess that's a Japanese thing. So we could do it again if I did 8, right? If I did 8 on the abacus, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what happens is you take 9, you take away 2, right? This makes 10, and then you add the 7 because that's what you have left over, which is really kind of cumbersome. I mean, it's a different way of thinking. I don't think that way. It would take time. to understand that. But yeah, that's the difference. So they do more counting up than the actual formulas. Yeah. Yeah, the things that I've picked up on the way. But yeah, I don't do that stuff. Oh, and that's what this is. Oh, and then so mazes and the hidden words. After the hidden words, I have answers. After the answers, it's up to you. There you go. So that's my book. That's my book. That's my abacus. Oh, that's right. And then yeah, I have workbooks. Oh, excuse me, worksheets. I do abacus tutoring, online classes, and this is where my books are. I publish my books over here, and I bring it to TikTok. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. I am going to head out. Have a good night. Have a good night. See you later, Josh. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for teaching all of us. Have a good night. Have a good night. You too, Sarah. I hope to see you in my next live. See you later, Naya. Thank you, Josh. Hope to see you in my next live. Good night, everybody. And good night.